Hello and welcome to Rewatch Party, where I have a secret boyfriend in Canada. I'm Mark Green.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
Who's your secret boyfriend in Canada, Mark? I demand to know.
Yeah, but you don't get to meet him. Well, you demand to know, but you won't know ever because it's a secret.
And he goes to another school.
He goes to another school? I don't even know who he is. He's that secret.
That's how secret it is. He goes to another school. Mark doesn't even know who his boyfriend is.
That's like the ironclad defense.
It's a secret even from him.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Harrison?
That's the ironclad defense. You know, when people start asking about your fake boyfriend that you met over the summer. Yeah, you just go, well,
yeah, just really double down on it.
Look, I have a secret boyfriend in Canada that I don't even know about, but I have a very real girlfriend in Canada.
Oh, wow.
What's her name?
Canada? They named the country after her.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
They named the country after her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, like they did. They renamed it. I don't know how you missed the news.
Oh,
yeah, they used to call it America's Hat, and then Mark's girlfriend was born, and they were like, "Oh, this is the greatest woman that's ever lived. We should name a country after her." And they renamed America's Hat to Canada.
Yeah. Okay, so Zach knows his history.
Anyways, yes, as a historian. But anyways, dear listener, you may be wondering, why is this episode released a bit later than the other ones? And if you're watching this in the future, shut up. Anyways.
We had some audio issues with the original record for this episode. So this is our take two with recording our episode on That 90s Show, Season 1, Episode 3.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Where everyone is very horny. This episode is all about the kissing and the romancing and the dumping of partners. Yeah.
We should, but Krampus the audio demon, the German audio demon, did corrupt our previous record.
Yeah.
I suppose
Krampus
very has to do something the 364 days out of the year he isn't ruining Christmas for children, so... Yeah. He's
a Christmas and audio demon.
Let's just hope that Krampus doesn't decide to curse this recording session as well, because that would be real bad.
Zach, you're jinxing it.
Oh no, is that Krampus the audio demon right here, right now?
Oh, is your audio peaking?
No!
That was me.
No! The gain is gonna be so bad! Tyler, you gotta save this!
You know when your Bluetooth headphones disconnect? That's me too.
Damn it, Krampus!
Krampus?
I hate it when that happens. I hate going to the settings app and having to disconnect one Bluetooth and reconnect another one every time I decide my headphones
I'm the one who
bad.
designed it like that.
Damn it, Krampus! Why can't my device remember two different Bluetooths at once?
Because you must suffer.
What did we ever do to deserve your wrath, Krampus?
Guys, we open with Sherry, the new neighbor character. She's talking to Red and Kitty about how she just couldn't break up with her boyfriend last night, who, this is some killer dramatic irony, we know is Fez.
That's right.
Fez is back.
Yeah, you know, from That 70s Show.
Our favorite character, Fez, That 70s Show. He's back.
He's back.
That 70s Show is back.
Yeah.
And he's
Sherry.
Banging Sherry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sherry tells them she's dating a local celebrity. Kitty excitedly asks if it's Gary Storm, the weatherman, and Red informs her Gary Storm died in a tornado.
I'd like to take a moment, guys. I know we do a lot of bits on this show, but I'd like to take a moment to remember the life of Gary Storm and just kind of dedicate this episode to his memory.
Moment of silence.
May his memory be a blessing. Yeah, moment of silence.
Okay. You do not get your moment of silence. It is me, Krampus the audio demon.
Fucking Krampus! Get out of here!
Okay, I think Krampus scurried off up the chimney as he is wont to do.
As he does. He just scurried off on all fours and just kind of climbed up like Spider-Man.
We'll have to repel him with Christmas cookies and milk.
Santa goes down the chimney, Krampus goes up the chimney.
That makes total sense, because obviously when Santa leaves, he just goes out the front door.
Yes, he does. Zach, have you not seen any Christmas movie where I assume that happens?
No, Mark, I'm Jewish.
You haven't seen a Christmas
I don't want to go off on too many tangents, but yes, that was going to be my question.
As a Jew, I simply do not indulge in Christmas.
The hedonistic ways.
All right. Zach has never watched TV during December.
I will never partake in any of the Christmas traditions until, and this is a really wild thing, because like obviously it's never gonna happen, until I'm visited by 3 ghosts in one night to teach me the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh.
Preferably who are representations of the past, present, and future.
Oh wow.
And also my dead friend.
Wow, that's a really deep journey. That sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's obviously never really gonna happen. So like.
Yeah, it sounds like it would really like change you and make you a better person.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would really show me the true meaning of Christmas, but unfortunately, I'm just a Jew.
Yeah, sort of live on as okay.
I love the implication that the 3 ghosts would visit a Jewish person and be like, "You should appreciate Christmas more." I do.
Listen, we know that your religion doesn't celebrate, but just think about it. It's Christmas.
The worst kind of missionary. Oh god.
Yeah, those 3 ghosts are really kind of assholes if you think about it.
So anyway, Fez is dating Sherry.
Yeah. Sherry says, "You might have seen my boyfriend's commercials." And we cut to a commercial with Fez in it. He is dancing in a white void to the song Pump Up the Jam.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Pump
up
it
the jam.
While your feet are stomping.
Stomping.
I think between, just dear listener, we won't talk about the previous record too much, but I think between the previous record and now, the television show Kunk on Earth came out, which features Pump Up the Jam in every episode. So it went from something I jotted down just because it is a funny song that I've heard of to something that will make me laugh no matter what.
Oh, yeah. That song is now 1,000% funnier because it's worked into every single episode seamlessly.
Yes. But yeah, Fez's commercial plays unrelated German techno anthem Pump Up the Jam. While he dances and says, "There's the hair, there's the hair, where's the hair, there's the hair." Because Fez runs a salon, Chez Fez or Chez Fez.
I love that.
Is it Chez Fez or Chez Fez?
It is just an objectively terrible commercial. He does not successfully advertise what he is trying to sell.
No.
Hair, obviously. It sounds like he's trying to sell hair. Where is the hair? It's at Chez Fez.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He also does have great hair. So.
He does have great hair.
Wilder Valderrama, real icon of the 90s.
I mean, I guess he is, considering he was in that 70s show.
Yeah. Am I wrong? You're going to look at me and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong because I'm not.
Yeah, no, I would never tell you were wrong, Zach.
Even if I was
never
wrong,
in my entire life,
which would never
anything.
happen, obviously, unless 3 ghosts from the past, present, and future decide to tell me that I've been wrong about everything I've done in my entire life.
Red and Kitty say that they know Fez because he was a friend of their son.
Yeah. And I love how they put it, that he's a foreign exchange student that someone forgot to exchange back.
I like that.
Which is absolutely true.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, he did get a green card by marrying Jackie, but...
Right.
Lori, I think it was. That's what IMDb says. IMDb says, if I remember correctly. It was in the IMDb trivia,
Lori,
if I can pull it up real quick. It is Lori. That's what IMDb says.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Jackie wouldn't marry a foreigner.
More on that later.
But we go over to the kids, our new set of teens. where Nate and Nikki are making out.
They're smooching and they're really into it. They're like in the
Yes,
zone.
they absolutely cannot be distracted.
Yes.
Jay throws a ball at them and Nate catches it with precision. I'd like to imagine that he's so like his mind is so engaged with the kissing or by the kissing that like he wouldn't have caught the ball otherwise.
Yeah, he just has like a spidey sense that gives him like great athletic ability.
He has a smooch
superpower
sense.
ever. He achieves enlightenment while making out with his girlfriend, and it gives him spider sense. It's perfect. Yeah. Best superpower ever. I want that.
Smoocher sense.
Smoocher sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying it until people laugh. Smoocher sense.
Smoocher sense.
Bitten by a radioactive horny teenager.
Oh god. He got the worst hickey, and it made him into a super smoocher.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that there's like a radioactive teenager who's just like very clearly deformed from all the radioactivity, and they just
God.
I'd still hit that.
I mean, he's a great kisser. You got to go for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got technique.
A smooch is a smooch.
Oh yeah, smooch is a smooch.
I say that all the
so
time.
who cares if she's green and has 3 eyes and 2 noses? She's still a human being who can smooch.
I mean, some people are into that anyway. So
Look, she has 2 noses. Think about how many tongues she might have.
0. She just doesn't have one.
Well, that's sad. Anyway,
It's just empty in there.
oh no. Oh, this is getting dark.
I have no mouth, but I must scream. So Ozzy gets stuck in it because, he says that and we cut over and
he's
Nate
immediately
is just
out.
like petting his head and he does immediately get out. So I don't know how stuck he is.
He gets stuck
Ozzy,
and unstuck very quickly.
I am very fascinated by like how he gets stuck, but because it is just Nate petting his head. Like, was Nate groping in the air because he was so excited by the kissing?
Wait, Mark, you don't do that when you're smooching?
I haven't yet.
I mean, you got to do
Zach,
that in the club. Yeah, like
Zach,
that's
you
like,
know me. I don't even know who my Canadian boyfriend is. I've never been smooched.
Aw.
You know
You'll
what?
find a
He brings up a
smoocher.
good point. But like, I was really hoping, like, if they were gonna do a joke about him getting stuck in it, I was hoping that they just like grab him and just slowly drag him in the middle, and he's like, "Guys, please, I'm stuck. I can't get out. I'm in the middle of the smooch."
Oh no.
Maybe he joins in. You know what I mean? You know.
Ooh, 3-way smooching.
I think I asked, you know what I mean, but I think I was pretty clear about what I meant.
It was very clear.
No innuendo at all. Anyway, we find out, guys, Leia's a little like me. She doesn't know much about smooching. She's never been kissed.
And the thing that tips them off is that they're talking about how great kissing is. And she says, yeah, don't you just love it when the guy hits your uvula? Oh, it's so hot. That would just make you gag. That'd be the worst makeout session ever.
You just want that tongue all up in there, all up in that uvula.
Yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, it is pretty hot. It is pretty hot if you think about it.
I mean, the normal human body temperature
not if
is
you think too
98.6
hard about
degrees,
it.
so I'd say that's pretty hot inside there.
Yeah, it is pretty hot. They didn't go that way. Yeah.
Scientifically.
Scientifically, yeah.
It's pretty hot, but I'm still disgusted by it. Because it's smut. It's smut and I don't like it.
Mark's imaginary Canadian boyfriend would never do something so heinous to him.
You wouldn't stand for it.
Quick, Mark, what's his name?
I don't know, Zach. I told you I don't know his name.
You're right. I shouldn't have asked.
That'd be more respectful of Mark's relationship boundaries.
You're right. I shouldn't have prodded. I apologize.
But anyway, they decide that Leia needs to get smooched.
She needs to do some smooching.
Yeah.
And where better to do some smooching than the mall? We're going to the mall. Yay!
I do just want to mention very briefly because she says she never got smooched because she was like a foot taller than all the boys and she had this horrible headgear from her orthodontist, and Jay says something about like, well, it worked because you have a beautiful smile. And I just want to note that because Jay is so horny.
all the time.
All the time.
It's his full-time job to be horny.
Yeah, Leia's whole life up to this point has been the plot of Tall Girl.
Yeah.
Because she's a tall girl.
They should.
Tall and nobody wants to smooch
This
her.
is the
She's too
plot of
tall.
Tall
And
Girl.
they're like, how do we get up there? You're so tall. How do I get up there?
I need
to
a
smooch?
stepladder to do a smooch.
The milk
And I
crate.
gotta go out of my way to get a step. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out.
I don't have a
I can't
stepladder
grab
on
a
hand. I don't
stepladder
carry
every
one
time I want
around.
to smooch my girlfriend.
Can't carry around a stepladder for every time I want to smooch my girlfriend. I'm not. What do you expect of me?
You gotta be more like Dunkelman in the movie Tall
Yeah.
Girl.
Dunkers.
Who's Dunkelman? All I know is Dunkers.
Dunkers. Yeah.
Dunkers.
Watch Tall Girl, everybody. It's a good time.
I like
But
to
don't
point-
watch
not a
Tall
good
Girl
movie.
2. It's not as good a time.
Not a good movie, but a good time.
Yeah. Remember how in Tall Girl 2 she has a Gollum-esque inner monologue where she talks to herself?
That's right. What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Tall Girl too.
Yeah. Gollum or Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. I wish he was doing the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin voice. I wish he was just like, everybody's gonna hate me because I'm not good in the play. And then in the mirror, it's like, that's right, tall girl.
That's
You're
right,
worthless.
Spider-Man.
You have to kill Spider-Man to prove that you're the tallest girl of them all.
Oh my
Mark,
God.
what was it you recently said to me about Willem Dafoe where he just seems like a nice guy, but also
He
really
seems like-
weird?
Every time I see him, he seems like a nice guy with a very sinister energy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like he seems like a very nice guy who's sort of out of it with a very sinister energy. Every time I see him in an interview, I'm like, he seems very sweet. I don't know if I could have a normal conversation with him.
Oh, definitely you can't have a normal conversation.
Yeah.
He would start like going on about some like
Yeah.
weird story from when he was 25 and how he
Yeah.
like discovered he wanted to be an actor by like watching the worst movie ever made or something like that.
Anyways, this is our open invitation for Willem Dafoe to come on our podcast.
Come on the podcast,
Please come on
please.
our
I feel
podcast,
like if I mentioned like Instagram to him, he'd be like, "What's that?" That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like I think he just wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know shit. Yeah.
He just doesn't
Not
know
in a
what it is.
nefarious way, but just in a like, he seems like a very sweet guy.
It's in like a genuinely
maybe-
clueless kind of way.
In a genuinely clueless kind of way, and he of course has a kind of a sinister energy, but he seems
course.
very sweet.
Yeah.
They don't think you're tall enough, tall girl.
Anyways, well, with with Leia's height and the whole mechanical headgear thing, she's never been
Yeah.
smooched, so they're gonna go to the mall to find some smooching. Yay! Cut to the
They're
mall.
gonna go to the mall to find some smooching. This is very important for a lot of jokes we've been making. She says in regard to her and Ozzy, us mouth virgins, and Ozzy says, I ain't no mouth virgin, and mentions his boyfriend in Canada named Etienne, who they all think is fake.
Oh, right. I forgot we hadn't mentioned him up until this
Right.
point. Yeah.
No, we've only mentioned my secret boyfriend in Canada,
Right.
who
With no
may or may
relation to
not
Etienne,
exist.
by the way.
Yeah. Who seems to be an enigma, maybe?
I mean, yeah.
I've
doesn't
given him
really
so much
reveal a lot of
money.
details.
Mark, I'm starting to think this boyfriend of yours
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
I am too. I'm very worried.
Well, you just woke up one day and I have a boyfriend in Canada was like
You just
carved
woke up
into
one
your
day and you're
arm.
like, I now have a boyfriend in Canada. I'm going to
Yeah,
wire
it
him
was-
all of my money. Here is my social
Well-
security number.
Well, it was like Memento.
Yeah,
I
it was like
woke up and I had
Memento.
all these tattoos about my boyfriend in Canada, but I was too lazy to investigate any of it. I was just looking at my arm and I'm like, I guess.
Because I have a
I guess
boyfriend in
it
Canada.
works.
Yeah.
It's a much less interesting movie.
I couldn't get a mirror in the right place to see what was on my back. I'm not flexible like that.
I was gonna say there's also one last thing where it just like ends with Nate and Nikki. They stop smooching. They're like, "Oh hey, when did you guys get here to Leia's basement? that Leia
That's very-
in Leia's house
yeah.
that she lives in."
I really love it. I love the idea. Do you think any of them have like camped out in the basement and they're like, I literally live here now?
Pretty much, basically. I mean, yeah, it took a while for Hyde to move in, but they definitely just occupy the space.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I can imagine it with that '90s show cast, but I can guarantee you that Kelso has that Michael Kelso has Hyde definitely has. Fez probably has.
Well, Hyde literally lived in the basement.
There you go.
When he moved in
Yeah.
with the Foremans. He literally
Correct.
lived in the basement.
Correct. At least we have one That 70s Show scholar among us.
It's not me.
I could never. But before we go over to the mall, there is another scene, not just another beat. This is where Sherry says she didn't break up with Fez, and we see a flashback to their date where everything she says to Fez is misconstrued in the most horny way possible. She says, like, I need to focus on myself, and he's like, I want to focus on you too, baby.
She says it's over between us, and he says that I'm cool with that. Over, under, whatever you're feeling. That was just
I'm gonna be all
pickup
over
line.
you. Be all over you tonight, babe.
He really knows what he wants, that Fez.
And what he wants is sex.
He's so horny. Yeah. He's so horny. I'm glad that character trait is carrying over because I think more
you
so
mean
than
his
him
one
being
main character trait?
Yeah, more so than him being foreign or him being a little effeminate, which is what a lot of people remember. I
Yeah.
feel like his main character trait is that he is so horny all the time.
Yeah, he
Yes.
has the highest sex drive of any character in the show, and that is saying something.
I'd like to edit that statement a little bit. The highest sex drive of any human being I've ever seen.
Yeah,
pretty
look,
much.
there are a lot of characters in sitcoms who have a lot of sex. There are your Barney Stinsons, your
Yeah.
Joey Tribbianis, your Sam Malones. But none of them are quite as preoccupied with sex as Fez is.
Right. He's thinking about it
Yeah.
all the time. He is always
All the
scheming to find a girlfriend.
Yep.
He is a real romantic.
But Kitty says to Sherry, like, look, Fez is nice. Maybe see where it goes. And Sherry says, no, I liked your advice from before. I have to start focusing on myself. And that's where we leave it. We do find out that Sherry did indeed have sex with him last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was focusing on herself. Meaning
And
getting
her
off
own
of Fez.
sexual desires.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was focusing on herself by having him focus on herself.
Yeah.
What's better than having one person focusing on you than having someone else focus on you while you're focusing on yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like double the focus.
We next go over, I'm so sorry, not to the mall.
We don't go to the mall?
No, Kitty goes to see Fez
Oh
at
god,
Chez
that's right.
Fez.
Yeah, we immediately go to the
Yeah, it takes
salon.
like forever.
Yeah. I love how in our mind we just smash cut to the mall, but no, there's like a
This-
lot in between.
Yeah, it would be good. Here's my thing that I'm realizing in this moment. Cause like the Fez stuff is the A plot.
Yeah,
It's
it
sort
is.
of, I think the most is spent on it. It's the biggest storyline.
It's what we open up with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what we open up with. But it also feels like, hey, shouldn't we be like getting to know the kids at this point and seeing them?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which, yeah, I mean, like, it's fine. It's not a problem or anything. But I think, like, that's part of why it's like, oh, well, this is a show about, like, teenagers, much as how that 70s show is about teenagers. So that's what we're like. And obviously, they go to the mall next, and we're like, no, we're still on Fez and Kitty in Red and, like, the sex lives of middle-aged people. Not
Yeah, that's
that old,
true.
but you know what I mean. I'm joking. We're having fun. Kitty goes to Chez Fez.
Yeah.
Fez is wealthy. He loves his life. He lets her know that he's taken a lover, which is, I think, a weird thing to say to your friend's mom.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to say to most people, but
Yeah.
especially your friend's mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, they're friends. And Fez opens up about his history with Jackie, which I so
Yeah.
elegantly foreshadowed earlier.
Yeah. He says he hasn't felt this way since Jackie, and Kitty asks what happened there.
Yeah.
It's a tale of woe indeed.
Where they went to Jamaica, or as he says,
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yep. The hedonism resort at Jamaica.
Hedonism resort. I love that.
Oh yeah.
And apparently one night he just overheard Jackie on the phone with Kelso, because it is that easy for Jackie to go back to Kelso.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole joke about how it's Michael Kelso and not Michael Dukakis.
Yes.
Yes. I'm glad they made that clear. Because I was really confused.
I would have assumed Dukakis, yeah.
I also would have assumed, former presidential candidate Michael Dukakis.
Yeah. You say Michael, that's where my mind goes.
I love how, Zach, even you had to think for a second, who is Michael Dukakis again? Like in real
I know
time.
who Michael Dukakis
The only
was.
reason I know who Michael Dukakis is because he's also a professor at my alma mater.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
He was slammed with being a liberal, and that's what like brought down his presidential aspirations.
Liberal.
Yep.
So, religions for fools, eh?
Fools, eh?
You gotta trigger
Fools
the
and
liberals.
Liberals.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Watch Clone High if
That
you
Clone-
haven't. It's great.
Yeah, they're coming out with the reboot. I don't know what to think about it.
Me neither.
Yep. But Fez waxes rhapsodically about how much he loves Sherry, and instead of breaking his heart, Kitty says, "I love love," and encourages him to go forward with the relationship. So Kitty has failed.
She is completely turned
Kitty had one job.
She had one job, and she could not do it. Guys, I have great news.
What's that?
Next, we go to the mall.
Yay! Let's go to the mall today.
Yep. Red takes the kids to the mall. He has a line that I liked a lot about, anytime you want to get out of my house, I'm happy to get you out of my house.
If you didn't bring that line up, I would have.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Red sits down in a massage chair, and a salesman comes up to him. Red does not like the salesman, but the minute the massage chair is turned on, he is all in. He gives the salesman his credit card.
His whole wallet.
If it were me, his whole wallet, which if it were me, I would have abused that. I would have maybe stolen the cash, but also like, hey, we're at the Sharper Image. Do you also need like a karaoke machine?
Oh my god.
Do you need an indoor waterfall or something?
Honestly, with Red in that massage chair, you could probably sell him anything.
That's true. He's very agreeable once in the massage chair.
Yes.
Hey, Red, would you like to set up a timeshare?
Hey, Red, I want to talk to you about this new thing that I've been doing. So it's this multi-level marketing scheme, and what that means is basically I market to a bunch of people, and then you join in, and then you talk to a bunch of other people to also join the multi-market. It's not a pyramid scheme.
It's not a pyramid.
Hey, Red, I have an opportunity you're going to be really interested in. See, there's this guy called the Master, and his teachings are really important. We have a compound that you can go to, and I think you're going to love it there.
Now, Red, this may
Master.
surprise you, but I'm a Nigerian prince, and I would like to give you all of my money if you would just give me your credit card information so I can transfer my money over to you.
Yes. But you have to speak the way the Nigerian prince says in the emails with the bad grammar and the...
You're right, I was too eloquent to be a real Nigerian prince.
Yeah, he's totally not going to fall for your thing, and instead he's just going to join my cult.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or my MLM, you don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Or by my timeshare. So... Red is having the time of his life. He is a changed man.
Yep. Leia is nervous about doing a kiss. Ozzy comes up and excitedly exclaims that it's a sausage fest. Gwen's like, oh, there are a lot of guys here. And Ozzy's like, no, there's actual sausage. Etienne loves a smoked Gouda. And there's a very good exchange where Gwen grills Ozzy about details of Etienne, asking what's his last name. Where does he live? What kind of dog does he have? And the answers to that are Saint Bernard, and Bichon Frise.
I love that.
That's
love
very
that.
good.
It's Saint Bernard twice, but she starts to catch on to the idea that it's a lie, and he's like, "Nope, those are just real details."
Yeah. My girlfriend Canada has a Saint Bernard.
Oh,
What's the Saint Bernard's name?
Canada.
She named it after herself.
No, she named it after the country, Zach. Don't be stupid.
You're right. How ignorant of me. You're right.
In Canada.
Yeah, she named it after the country, which is named after her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, maybe I was confusing. It's named after her family. Her name is Emily Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally makes sense now, and you believe
Emily
everything
Canada,
I said.
yeah,
They
yeah,
go to any store in Canada and they're like, "Do you know who I am? I'm Emily Canada. My family made Canada.
She has done that, but like you gotta love her.
My family invented Canada."
That my coat of arms is the Canadian flag. Bow down before me.
Emily Canada of the Canada family.
It's my coat of arms is a beaver holding a maple leaf.
Oh god.
Yeah, Leia goes to try to find a smooch partner, which is what I call him.
And she's very bad at this.
Yes.
She tries
She
to hit on a
harasses this
9-year-old.
poor ice cream kid.
Yeah,
So,
there's
when I
this
say ice cream
teen
kid, he
who's...
harasses this poor teen who works at the ice cream store in the mall. He's not made of ice cream.
Yeah. She goes up to ice cream kid, then she goes up to another kid, says like, "Hey, sexy, want a smooch?" And a woman turns around and says, "No, because he's 9.
He is taller than
That's
her.
a
He's
very
taller
tall
than her.
9-year-old.
What
This
human
is-
growth hormone is that child on? What the fuck?
This is just for you listening. Like, it's not a 9-year-old actor, and they do not at all try to cast him convincingly.
It
No,
would have
it
been
is
very
fully
funny though
a-
if it was like someone who was like a lot taller and they just like zoom out as he walks away and he's just on a really big step stool.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and then there's another guy who I forget.
It's like an adult and his nose is bleeding.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
His
Yeah.
nose is bleeding, and she's like, "Sorry, we can't kiss because your nose is bleeding." And then she comes onto Ice Cream Kid again. And
Yeah,
then
she's like
just
behind the counter, by the way.
Yeah.
The second time,
Yeah.
she's like, I know that this chemistry between us, we need to make out right here, right now. And the kid's just like, "Miss, you can't be behind the counter, please. You're making me very uncomfortable."
This poor ice cream kid is getting harassed by this horny girl.
Yeah, it's terrible.
This horny
Leia,
girl who has no idea how to flirt.
Leia is a monster.
Yeah. She also tries a terrible pickup line.
They named her Leia, more like Jabba the Hutt. Am I right, fellas?
She also does try a pickup line that is terrible, but would definitely work on any teenage guy, which is, "I'd like 2 scoops of you." And that would definitely work
wait.
on most people.
Wait,
but-
Harrison, are you saying that like positive attention from a girl would win?
would win
would win
most
someone
men.
over?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm
One
just
of those
waiting
kind.
for a girl to just like talk to me or like look in my general direction.
It really is that easy.
Well, that's how I met my girlfriend Emily Canada.
She looked in your
Yeah.
general direction.
She looked in my general direction and was like, "Hey, I like you," and I was like, "That's great.
Who are you?
Who are you?" And she said, "Canada," and I'm like, "Really? Like the country?" And she said, "Well, it was named after me." And I'm like, "Your first name is Canada?" And she was like, "No, it's my last name." And I was like, "Oh, that makes a lot more sense, though I still have some questions." And she said, "Don't worry about it." And I said, "Oh, is this your dog?" And she said, "Yes, it's a Saint Bernard." And I said, "What's his name?" And she said, "Canada." And I was like, "Really? Like your last name and the country?" And she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it.
She says that a
Everything's
lot.
fine here.
Well, she doesn't want you to worry about it. She's a very caring girlfriend who doesn't want you to
She's
worry.
a very caring person. She doesn't want me to worry. That's absolutely right, Zach. But yeah, she like turns around to go back to Gwen to be like, "This is impossible. No one wants to smooch." And Gwen is making out with a boy.
And let me say, this boy is having a life-changing experience making out with Gwen.
Yeah.
Which just bad wing woman move.
Yeah.
It's imagine if Mark and I went out for a night on the town and I ended up smooching with Emily Canada. That's bad
Oh my
wingman
God, wait.
behavior.
Well, that's
Obviously,
the worst
I would
wingman
never do
behavior.
that.
That's even worse than wingman behavior.
Yeah, that's just douchebag behavior.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I would never do that.
Well, obviously, but what I'm saying is it's not
I am
like
texting my
it's not-
girlfriend Emily Canada
I'm
right
texting
now.
Emily Canada right now. You text Emily like, hey, have you been smooching with my friend Zach? And she's like, don't worry about it.
And then I don't worry about it.
You don't worry
Because she said not to worry, and I trust her.
She said not to worry about it. Yeah.
Healthy relationships are built on trust.
Leia is searching for a pair of eligible lips, and Gwen just comes in and smooches the only eligible man here.
Hey, Ice Cream Kid is very eligible. He's just not interested.
Ice Cream Man is not interested.
He's not interested. Yeah. But like, it's not like she makes out with Ice Cream Kid. She just fully loses interest in the reason they were going there in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes, because of Ice Cream Kid.
Basically.
Yeah. We go back to the house. Nate is having a reaction to Nikki's lip smackers. His lips are big and purple, you guys.
Oh boy, that does not seem healthy.
Yeah.
No.
I think she says, like, I think you might be having a reaction to my lip smackers. There's the reveal shot where he goes, is it bad? And she looks at it and she says, like, no. And then they stay there, which I just like because then the other teens come in and Gwen is like, oh my God, your mouth looks like a monkey's butt. Nate says, in a good way, which again, I love that.
That's beautiful. Nate's amazing.
And Nikki says, like, yeah, let's get you to the hospital. I just didn't want to get up earlier.
I love that it's name dropping lip smackers just to seem more 90s too. Could have been any lip gloss. No, it's gotta be lip smackers.
It's gotta be. How else would you know it's in the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else about the show such as the title that would tell us that.
I would have never known if it wasn't for the lip smackers.
But yeah, I really do love him going, like, in a good way, because we had a brief discussion about this of, like, what is the good way to look like a monkey's butt? Which I guess, like, a baboon has a nice plump and inviting butt, right?
It's
A
a
plump,
nice
luscious
plump,
little butt.
Yeah.
Pink butt. Yeah.
So I guess that's probably
I don't know if I'd say inviting, actually. I know I just did, but I don't think I would.
So you're retracting your statement.
It's better than, like a spider monkey's butt. Like, that is not a nice butt.
A lot of animals don't have good butts.
Yeah. That's just a fact. But baboons, they got a nice butt.
Baboons are very famously
famous for their butts.
Yeah,
famous
you bring up a good point.
No other species other than humans and baboons are famous for their butts.
None at all.
But anyway, Gwen brings up an idea because Leia is now on a list and can't go back to the mall that she should just kiss Jay.
I'm surprised this wasn't her first suggestion.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of like, well, if nothing else fails, we can always call on old reliable Jay Kelso, who is a Kelso and therefore a man whore, and will kiss anything that moves.
It's very good.
And even some things that don't.
Yeah, Ozzy mentions her other option because Leia's like, I don't know if I'm ready. And Ozzy mentions her other option is Town Pool Ricky, who is a man who hangs out at the town pool and collects forgotten Band-Aids.
Which is a very normal thing to do.
See, I thought the name Town Pool Ricky was going to be like, yeah, Town Pool Ricky. We call him Town Pool Ricky because everyone's gone in Town Pool Ricky.
Oh, no.
I thought that was going to be a reference to him also being a man whore, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
That would have been fun. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's taking a swim.
Yeah.
But no, instead he's the kind of guy who wears a shirt that says single and ready to mingle. So, Jay Kelso it is.
Yeah, one of those guys who's got like if I can expand on that, one of those guys who wears like a tank top that says single and ready to mingle but has really bad tan lines.
Anyway, Red is very mellowed out by the massage chair, which is now in the Foreman home. Kitty has another line that I really love where she said, Red, we said we wouldn't change anything about the house in case either one of us went blind.
That's the most amazing conversation I've ever heard.
Yeah.
In case one of us went blind.
Yeah. That's definitely something he said when she wanted to change something, and he was like, oh, well, we can't.
But what if we go blind?
We can't, because what if we went blind? And she's like, all right. And now it's like, hey, Red, remember that thing about us going blind?
And I was like, oh yeah, I made that up.
Impulse purchases? Yeah.
I haven't been to the eye doctor in 7 years.
Yeah, but Sherry comes in, asks, like, what did you say to Fez? He, like, doubled down on everything. And there's another very good Kitty line where she says, I'm an older lady. I can't quite remember the words. Just liked that a lot. But they agree that they need someone ruthless to break up with Fez for her. They need a real ex-murderer.
Gee, I wonder who that could possibly be referring to. If only there was a character on this show who was known for being like that.
Yep. So Kitty unplugs Red's chair, and he's back, baby.
The killer is brought back to life.
The killer. Yes.
I love this continuing trend of Red just trying to relax and everyone dragging him back into the madness, like Michael Corleone in The Godfather 3, except much better than The Godfather
Red
3.
is so tired of this sitcom bullshit.
Yeah. It's the Red Kitty sitcom continuum, you know? On one side, you have Red, who absolutely does not want to be in a sitcom. And then on the other side, you have Kitty, who loves being in a sitcom. She loves being surrounded by idiot teenagers. She loves meddling. She loves going on wacky adventures. And her husband just does not want any of it. And I think that's what makes the relationship work.
Yes, it's wonderful. Kitty and Red are the best.
We go over to Leia, who's sitting on the car when Jay comes up to her and sits next to her. They share some words. You know, they're in the moonlight. He points over to another house and says, like, who's that old lady? And Leia says, I think her husband just died, and leans in for a kiss.
She's very good at this.
Yep. Love it. Jay does not kiss her. And he explains that he's not gonna kiss her because if they kiss, he wants it to be special.
Yeah.
That if it happens, it'll just happen. He doesn't want to be a meaningless hookup.
Which seems like a really good opportunity to actually kiss her romantically. But no, said he just walks away.
Yeah. Well, one, he's playing the long game.
Yeah, I guess so. Because
I don't know if you've noticed this. This boy's pretty hunky.
He's pretty hunky, yeah.
He's pretty dreamy, if you were to ask me. They were working overtime at the hunk factory that day, I'll tell you what.
Oh my god. We're just talking up this 16-year-old boy and how hunky he is.
It's from an empirical lens. That's his character in the show. I'm not attracted to a 16-year-old boy at all.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that on the record.
Yeah.
I knew it was on the record. I just like, yeah. But no, he is very dreamy. He is attached.
Yes. And Leia does say, and I really liked this line, are you sure you don't want to kiss right now? Because my back sweat is telling me it's time for romance.
That's such a good line. Oh my god.
That's a very good line. Yep. Leia's very flustered.
And everyone knows your back sweat is never wrong. Always trust in your back sweat, kids.
Yeah, my back sweat so much when I met my girlfriend, Emily Canada.
Her middle name is Canada?
Yeah, her middle name is Canada.
The mythology expands. I love it.
After the dog.
After the dog?
After the dog.
She only got a middle name after she met her dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, oh man, I named this dog Canada. Isn't it weird that I don't have a middle name? Might as well name it after my dog.
Yeah.
I love this dog so much.
Like Indiana Jones.
To have my name.
Yeah.
And to have my middle name be her name, which is my name.
Again,
like Indiana Jones, who was born in Indiana and was like, I'm gonna be Indiana. I've never seen the movies.
Indiana is the dog's name.
Oh. I like my theory better.
It's very much like Indiana Jones because remember, the dog is named after the country and her middle name is after the dog. And Indiana the dog, I assume, is named after the state. And then Indiana Jones names himself after the dog as a nickname. And also, it's very much like Indiana Jones because my girlfriend, Emily Canada, does hunt for rare artifacts.
The mythology expands once more.
It's not mythology, Zach. It's reality. Yes, she's an archaeologist. Did I not tell you guys that?
No, you didn't. You failed to explain this. So she's a famous archaeologist explorer whose family invented Canada.
And she had better have fought Nazis in the past.
She fights Nazis all the time.
Oh my god.
Even
so
now?
cool.
I have the coolest girlfriend in the world. Anyway, we cut over to good old Red, who's hanging out in the kitchen when Fez arrives. And Red tells him, look, there's no easy way to say this. It's over. And Fez looks very heartbroken and then asks, how long do you have left?
That was very good. I liked that.
Yeah. I'll take care of Kitty when you're gone in every way.
I mean,
No.
Red did kind of
I'll
walk
hold
into
her
this, let's be real.
at the funeral. I'll satisfy her needs sexually.
Yeah, Fez does say he's going to have sex with Kitty should Red pass away.
Oh my
Well,
god.
someone's got to do it. Fez is just going to take one for the team.
Take one for the team. Oh my God.
I'm saying that as if it's a bad. I'm sure that Kitty is wonderful.
I mean, there's a reason everyone in this show kind of wants Kitty
Everyone's
for some
horny for
reason.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty can get it.
Kitty can get it.
Kitty can get it. Kitty's pretty dreamy as well. Come on.
Yes, Red totally walks into this, in my opinion. He really shouldn't have
Yes.
led with "It's over."
Absolutely.
But no, he goes on to say, "Knock knock,
Who's there?
Sherry's dumping you."
What?
That's Fez's real reaction. Yeah.
It wasn't a very well thought out joke.
It's not. Most jokes are like a play on words or there's some sort of like logic trick to them. It's not a really funny joke, but I guess, whatever.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was good. It was very much Red.
Oh, I liked the joke in the show. I was making
Yeah.
fun of nitpicking
Yeah.
it as a joke. But yes, Fez is heartbroken. He says he saw a life for them, that everything in his life was lined up perfectly. And Red has some words of comfort and wisdom to him, which are, you're weird. And one day you're going to find someone who likes that.
This poor Dutch Virgin Island boy,
Very,
just
very
trying to
comforting.
find love.
There is a thing
Have we
that
decided
forgot
that
to
he's from the
mention.
Dutch Virgin Islands?
That's the theory. We went over this
Okay.
in
You
the
mentioned
original
this.
recording, but there's a line where he talks about speaking Dutch, and we know he's from
okay.
Latin America. So the theory is he comes from the Dutch Virgin Islands.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that there is
Interesting.
a joke in this episode that we kind of skipped over, where at one point I think Sherry asked Kitty where Fez is from, and she's about to answer when the tea kettle starts, making the noise, and you can't hear it. And that's the joke. We don't know where Fez is from, even after all these years.
They're still doing it. I love it. I love it.
It's very good.
We'll
I do
never
like that
find
they're
out.
still doing it.
Yeah. But Red has another piece of comfort for Fez, which is he says, and besides, did you really want to settle down with someone with kids? And Fez says, she has kids? And he says, well, she's in her 40s. And Fez goes, she's in her 40s?
True love, am I right? You don't even know her kids.
Fez doesn't
Yeah.
Fez doesn't see age or kids. He just sees a woman.
Well,
I'm gonna
Well, he
take that
better see
again.
kids if he wants to have a life with this woman.
but yes, it's a very good way to wrap up the storyline.
Yeah.
And and that's the end of the episode, I believe, right?
Well,
there's
no.
more.
No?
Because we go back to the mall
Right,
food court.
yes. Right. Oh, I'm forgetting so much. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Where Gwen is saying, I can't believe Jay didn't kiss you. And Leia's like, he didn't, but I felt pretty great about it. And it made me feel, kind of empowered in a way. And Gwen's like, I've been telling you you're awesome. And it took some guy to tell you that. And she was like, and Leia's like, yeah.
She needed that male validation.
At least she's honest about it.
Yep. And then my next note is Leia wants to shoop baby.
Shoot.
Because she says, I have one more thing to do. The song Shoop starts playing.
Yeah, she's the new confident Leia. Shoop starts playing. It's all slow-mo. She eats a whole box of breath mints, walks over to Ice Cream Kid in slow motion, and she smooches him. She does it. Yay. She sexually harasses this poor Ice Cream Kid.
I'm not even sure Ice Cream Kid did enjoy it, because I think there's a reaction shot where he spits out a bunch of mints.
Yep.
Because remember, she put in a bunch of mints. And I think
So
he seems
good.
more surprised than anything else.
He's
To be
definitely more
fair,
surprised than anything
he was
else.
just minding his own business when all of a sudden this random girl turns him around and starts smooching him, and then all of a sudden he's got a mouthful of breath mints.
Oh, yeah.
So I
No,
feel
no,
like
no,
I
no.
would
The
be
surprise
surprised
is
too.
warranted. No, I'm not criticizing his surprise. That's exactly what I think. That's exactly the appropriate reaction. I'm saying I don't know if that read to me as, oh, he liked the kiss.
I know surprise is the main factor there. I'm just saying he didn't seem horribly disturbed by the kiss. Which, yeah. Yeah. Not that I am defending Leia's actions.
Yeah, Leia does her slow-mo exit,
Yeah.
feeling triumphant.
Yep. Sherry, who has driven them to the mall, tries to join in, and they just push her out of the shot. And then we end
Very
with
good.
one final little scene where Ozzy has a phone call with Etienne, who exists.
Who exists. And I do like the parallel of Etienne's friends do not believe that Ozzy is real, similar to how Ozzy's friends do not
Yes.
believe Etienne is real.
Correct. Do you think Canadians lie about having like significant others in Wisconsin?
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
I don't know, maybe you should ask
your
100%
girlfriend, Emily
confident in
Canada.
that.
I'll text her right now. Emily Canada loves Wisconsin.
I'm sure she does.
She has a fake girlfriend who lives there as well. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't have a fake girlfriend, but she has told me she has a secret girlfriend in Wisconsin that she doesn't even know the identity of.
Ooh. The plot thickens.
We have a lot in common, me and Emily Canada, apart from her being from Canada and an archaeologist.
Yeah, unrelated. Hey, Harrison, knock knock.
Who's there?
Sad boy of the week, baby!
Woo, woo, woo.
Tyler, can you get some can you play
So-
some air horns right now? Thank you.
There were no sound effects because of me, Krampus, the audio demon.
Krampus, the audio demon. We forgot about
Fucking
him.
Krampus.
Oh no!
All part of the plan.
Anyways,
We couldn't escape him.
now that Krampus, the
escape
audio demon, has
Krampus.
scurried back up the chimney again.
I'm going to nominate Leia, who
Yes.
is just kind of sad in general. I know there's a whole case. She's never kissed anybody. She thinks the uvula is involved in kissing.
Yeah.
She goes to the mall and absolutely fails to kiss anybody. She harasses Ice Cream Kid, who I think we can throw on the board as well as a
Oh
nominee.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ice Cream Kid deserves a
Uh,
mention.
Yes.
Ice Cream Kid, our hero.
Our hero.
Our fallen soldier.
I don't know, not in the sense that we look up to him, but just like he is who my sympathy was with this episode.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. He really took a lot for the team this episode.
I do think we also need to nominate Red, just because he wants to. He has this whole thing. Is like, finally the kids are gone. I've driven them to the mall. I just want a moment of peace and silence. And all of a sudden, the salesman comes up and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna annoy you now." And then he finds this new massage chair, and he's like, "This is the greatest thing ever," until it's unplugged, and he spends all of his time in the chair.
Yes. Red's sad boy arc is great in that he loses the chair at the end and goes back to his sourpuss ways and relies on this chair for happiness.
Yeah.
We gotta throw Fez in there.
I'd also throwing Fez in there for
Fez
getting
works, yeah.
for being left by Jackie while in Jamaica, and also getting broken up with by Sherry. Although in the end he's like, I did dodge a bullet.
He just for continuing to be the horniest man on Earth.
Yeah, and continuing to be the horniest man on Earth. And I'd also like to do at least one more nominee, which is Ozzy, who has a boyfriend in Canada.
And no one believes
and
him.
none of his friends believe him.
He isn't doing a very good job
Because-
providing evidence. None of them have seen the Phantom shirt. Why hasn't he shown them the Phantom shirt? It would be so
Yeah.
easy to prove.
He met Etienne at Phantom of the Opera. They bonded because they both reached for the last XL Phantom sweatshirt. And Gwen at one point says, "We've never seen this sweatshirt." And then at the end, we see him wearing the sweatshirt. So,
Ozzy
yeah, he
refuses
has
to
it.
show it to his friends out of principle. He simply will not, because his friends are supposed to believe him blindly, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, like how you guys believe me about my friend Emily Canada.
Of course, I believe you about your girlfriend, your girlfriend Emily Canada. Why would you ever make something up like this? This elaborate
and like,
lie.
don't think about the way I've only been referring to her by first and last name. Emily Canada is real.
Well, I assume you do that because she likes to be referred to in that way.
Well, Mark, when I asked you about her in a more critical way, you just told me not to worry about it, and that reassured my trust.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Aw, he picked that up from her.
Yeah,
we kind of like influence each other.
They're really good.
Anyways,
it's kind of cute.
I think I'm gonna have to vote for Red this episode. I think he was amazing. I think he had his whole arc with the chair, and I'm voting for Red this episode.
I'm going for Leia. She's so desperate. There's just a level of sadness I have to acknowledge in just constantly pursuing these boys and just throwing herself at everything, hoping it will stick. And the back sweat line was so good.
Yeah, my head sort of tells me Leia. I kind of the sexual harassment of it all gives me pause.
Yes, definitely.
But also, like, the thing about, like, the uvula and being so tall and having headgear, and especially the back sweat line, I do really like it. My heart also says Fez.
Yeah, I was thinking about Fez.
He does end vindicated. Okay, I'm torn.
The Fez did nearly get me because, like, he has that energy of just things are going so great, but also awful at the same time.
Red is really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, Zach, but that's where my heart is lying. I might have to throw it to Fez, and we're gonna have to go to Tyler for a tiebreaker.
I actually suspect this might be what happened last time we talked about this.
It might have been. I don't remember. For reference, we have recorded this episode before. We do not remember who won Sad Boy of the Week, and we chose not to look into that so we could have a fresh take. Yeah. So let's see what Tyler has to say. Guys, I have the text from Tyler.
Okay.
I have the
what
text.
Is it?
Dramatic reveal. So, according to Tyler, the noms last time were Fez, Red, and Ozzy, and Leia. And he voted for Leia, who won the last time. No mention of Ice Cream Kid, which is kind of a shame for past us. But yeah, Leia. Good for Leia. She did it.
That's on us. Yeah.
Good
for Leia.
I love how it turned out very similar. We just weren't feeling Ozzy as much this time. Huh.
So Leia wins Sad Boy of the Week. And I guess that's going to be it for our episode. If you enjoyed listening, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. You can follow us on social media at Rewatch Party Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I hope everybody listening has a wonderful day. I'm Mark Green.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
And until next time, keep rewatching, and please leave poor Ice Cream Kid alone.